Brother Bell has lived a life of love representing the best of our community and our country. We as a nation can learn from his example. I yield back. Just for the record, there is only one federal law that protects people with pre-existing conditions, and it's the Affordable Care Act. It's really about the side streets, the neighborhood streets, the residential streets, and the homes where real people live. Real people struggle, but that is where community is formed, where the pulse of the nation beats most proudly. Together we gather to honor. Mr. Speaker, the coronavirus is a public health crisis in need of a strong, clear, and consistent response from Washington. The only way to stop the economic damage is to stop the spread of the virus and to keep people from getting sick and dying. I'm pleased to announce a federal grant of more than $200,000 that will go to the continued preservation and rehabilitation of this treasured landmark. The Michigan Street Baptist Church has a long, important history. Mr. Speaker, August 1st marks the 10th anniversary of Congress passing landmark legislation to ensure one level of safety for the American flying public. The success of this legislation belongs to the courageous advocacy of the families of Flight 3407 who lost their loved ones in a tragic plane crash in Clarence, New York in 2009. Lives are enriched through a greater appreciation of other experiences and cultures. We are thankful for the opportunity to spotlight the contributions of the Hispanic community this month. And improve and strengthen Social Security through the 21st century and beyond. I urge.
Cheers to nature!
The coronavirus and COVID-19 has revealed profound fragility in the American healthcare system. Health disparities generally results in a lot of pre-existing conditions. With those pre-existing conditions, the most vulnerable to the worst and most lethal of COVID-19 are exposed. The president and both political parties have promised a robust infrastructure investment. Now is the time to reconcile that rhetoric with action. I urge approval of this bill. Relates to pre-existing conditions. And that provision said that an insurance company could not deny someone coverage for a pre-existing condition. The coverage didn't have to include the treatment for the pre-existing condition. That is fact, and that is cynical. And here's my concern. Nash served as pastor of the Michigan Street Baptist Church in Buffalo, New York, which opened its doors up to a meeting place for abolitionists, anti-lynching activists, and as a stop on the Underground Railroad. For every dollar that you invest in infrastructure, you get $1.60 back in economic growth. So the return on investment